Sometimes the constraints that we build for ourselves become invisible walls. We organize our thinking in a certain way, and it works well enough that we never question whether or not there might be another way that's better. This came up recently for Christine Lixel, a member of Verbal to Visual, during a book club that we've got going on right now. We are currently reading The Idea Shapers by Brandy Agerbeck and The Art of Visual Note-Taking by Emily Mills. And there was one idea in particular that opened up something new for Christine that came from the book The Idea Shapers. Christine had kind of fallen into a consistent way of organizing the page. While she was taking notes during a workshop or while listening to podcasts, she tended to go with this 3-column approach, top to bottom. A linear, orderly, and predictable way to fill the page. But one of the things that Brandy Agerbeck encourages you to experiment with is stepping away from that linearity and giving yourself the freedom to place ideas more organically on the page. Maybe starting with the topic in the middle, but then branching out in different directions, making connections to related ideas depending on where they live on the page. That was the unlock that Christine needed to bring some new energy to her work. No more columns, no more top to bottom flow, just ideas radiating out from the center, finding their natural relationships to each other, rather than being forced into a sequential order. And that is how she has been capturing some of her favorite ideas from the 2 books that we have been reading and discussing. One of the models that I share within the Verbal to Visual curriculum is this one on stagnation busters, and how one of the ways that you can bring some new energy to your work is this one in the corner here, where I encourage you to change the constraints. Or as Rick Rubin describes in his book, The Creative Act, create temporary rules for yourself. Or perhaps remove rules that you had previously established. For Christine, it was about removing that unintentional default rule of her 3-column approach and trying out this more flexible rule where you start in the center and then radiate outward. So here's the key insight from this story. The tools and the formats you use shape how you think. If you always use the same structure, you'll tend to see information in the same way. A 3-column approach emphasizes sequencing and categories. A landscape approach with a central topic emphasizes relationships and connections. Neither is inherently better, they just serve different purposes. So as you think about your own visual thinking practice, consider, have you fallen into a default format that you use for everything? Is that format actually serving the type of thinking that you're trying to do? Or has it just become a habit? What would happen if you rotated your page? Or moved your starting point from the top left to the center? Or tried a completely different structure? That's the type of experimentation that can unlock new ways of thinking and provide some new momentum to work that might feel stagnant. I'm enjoying both The Idea Shapers and The Art of Visual Note-Taking, so go give those a look if you're interested. And for some on-demand video lessons from me and weekly live workshops where you get to meet interesting folks like Christine, go check out the Verbal to Visual curriculum at verbaltovisual.com. It's the first link in the description down below. Thanks for watching.